All right. Hey, Freddy. Before getting started,
Yeah,
I would love it. Could you tell us about you? When did you start working at HIPAfrica? And I guess what made you want to get started with HIP?
okay. It was in 2015 when we started HIP on the ground now. But before that, I was in Nairobi. I was working in Nairobi and residing from Kibera. So in 2014, I was still working. I was staying with Livingstone, whom I hosted since 2011. So Livingstone did come to Nairobi just to look for job, but uh, he found a place in a school to start just teaching us and trained teacher. So uh, through Skype, I found him. One day I found him in the house working out on a Skype. Then I got interested in what he was doing. So for two, three times, I found out that he was connecting to different classrooms, teaching them, sharing. Then I looked at it and found that the way he is teaching and what he was getting as a response from outside world, it was different education from us. So uh, I realized that there's something to do with our education. We wondered. I came up with an idea to him. I asked him if we can start a school that can try to implement a different style of teaching. So he agreed and decided that we can start a school, but out of an organization first, because it's not easy in Kenya to start a school alone. So by end 2013, almost in December, uh, we agreed to start an organization, and this organization we named it Hope Initiative Foundation.
Hmm.
Hope Initiative Foundation changed with time because we realized several programs, we can include several programs to change or benefit the community. So we decided that we can include garden for learning. Then we included technology because it was the only way I wanted to impact our community. Technology to create innovation programs through technology, to create innovation programs through not agriculture, it's gardening for learning. Then we looked at a program like uh, what this empowerment,
Hmm.
no, learning material empowerment. We wanted to put up a library in
Hmm.
future. So learning material or reading material and educative empowerment material to be put together so that our community access it. So we came up with another program called healthcare,
Hmm.
of which Open World already are doing. Open World coming from US, delivering water filters that in turn prevent some diseases. That's what we wanted to put in process. So we came up with 5 programs. So we realized this name can change to HIP, that's Hope
Hmm.
Initiative Programs in Africa. So we have the education program, which is HIP Academy on the ground. We tried to create a place for garden, but because of the space for the new building, we moved fast. We looked for that space for gardening. Then technology, which is already on the ground, it's being implemented by Open World. We have the iPad, we have the telescope, we have the laptops. So we are on the move of making sure we implement it and we keep it working. So we came on the ground, and few schools donated some amount to make us get started. We have a school with Sue Levin. Sue Levin working I'm sure she still works in that school, Houghton Elementary. Sue played a big part in our programs getting started. He delivered some plastic chairs to us. Then Tracy gave us some around $70, not 70, I think $700 that we built our small rooms to start with. So Tracy played a part into us getting us started also. So from there, we got some few gadgets from Sue. Sue delivered some 2 Xperia tablets that we always used to Skype around, explore the globe using the 2 Xperia until we met Open World. So it all started in Nairobi. I was working as a mailman in a certain company. Then Livingstone was working as untrained teacher at Cherry.
Gotcha. No, that's incredibly interesting. So today, in 2018, what is your job at HIPAfrica? What are your responsibilities in the job that you do at HIPAfrica?
Okay, here at HIPAfrica, I am the secretary, I'm the co-founder, and I keep records for HIPAfrica generally. But under education program, which is HIP Academy, I am the administrator. So there are many jobs that arise around. I chip in and do it. So it's not necessarily that I hold into administrative work, but I do other handiwork, like keeping the school security. I'm the security man here. I make sure I coordinate the community and the HIPAfrica community. I facilitate any programs that may arise within the HIPAfrica or HIP education program. I'm free to do anything around, but right now my responsibility is I work as administrator and I work as secretary for HIPAfrica.
It sounds like you have many jobs. You're someone who wears many hats when you go to work, just with all the responsibility you have.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, the school is so lucky to have you. So, out of all the jobs that you work at HIPAfrica, what is your favorite part about working at HIP?
I can't lie, I love being an administrator because that name fits me, although not trained. I am an administrator and I love it because I coordinate the government issues and the HIP Academy and HIPAfrica. I make sure HIP is legally recognized by government and make sure also HIPAfrica is recognized by the government. And whichever state that we are in, I make sure that the government knows it and the government knows why we are here. So I coordinate both. Also, because of being an administrator at HIP Education, our education program, I meet parents' affairs, teachers' affairs, student affairs. So I love it.
So you like working with the parents of the community, the parents of the children at the school?
Yeah. I work both with parents at the community and parents for our children at school.
That's awesome. I've been lucky. I am entering my 3rd year as a teacher, and I really like working with parents about how I can help give their kids the best education possible. So it's awesome that that's something that you love to do too. What made it, when did you know that you wanted to work with students?
I just decided to go to Nairobi City and look for a job. I managed to work with 8 different companies, but because of my good heart of loving whatever I do, okay, I love whatever I do. I started with a cleaning company. I loved what I used to do. So a manager passed me by, and he took me. It's a manager from a different company. He approached me, and I joined his company. I started working. It was a travel company. I worked with him, and I met another client again, who tried to seduce me to his own company again. So it's just the way I work. I love what I do. Okay, so it reached a time until when I was working. I've worked. The last company I worked was Standard Chartered Bank as a mailman also. So before I quit that job to come and work with the kids, I knew what I wanted. I came out realizing the problem we have in our community, of which I faced it personally, okay? I didn't acquire what I wanted in education. And I found Livingstone doing this. In fact, in my house, collaborating with the kids, teachers, and different people all over the world. And these kids, Livingstone used to make them love what they were doing in school. So this encouraged me. I tried to tell Livingstone, now, why can't we change? Why can't we change and start something that can help this community? Okay? So Livingstone impressed my request. And we started brainstorming from which stage to which stage. So I did quit my job, and we came back home from Kibera. And what my intention was to make sure that this kid does not face what we face in education. This kid, in fact, I liked the American mode of learning. I liked it. where a student focuses in ability. Whatever he does, he focuses in whatever he can do it best. The ability, they like, I think you look at what the talent and whatever. So I wanted those kids from our home, our community, to try and embrace that. If he is a good footballer, he can play football. If he can sing, he can go on stage, proceed with that natural talent. So it was a stage where I decided that I can go and allow these kids to embrace whatever they can from education. So the teachers is to make sure they facilitate their upkeep, they nurture that talent, they nurture whatever they have in mind, and make sure they proceed to greatest height. That was my best part of making sure that I changed my career. So you realize that I never went to any college, but I wanted to change this kid so that he cannot face what I face in the future.
That's an amazing story, like a really incredible story, and I'm so happy that we got it on a recording now, so that we can to publish that and talk about that, because that really is an incredible story. So, with the next question, tell me about what happened when Kenya changed their zoning standards in the fall of 2016. What steps were taken to keep HIP open for the future?
Okay, this one caught us. It caught us unaware. It was in 2016 mid when I attended certain meeting in the Ministry of Education in Kenya at our county level. So the ministry was intending to change the curriculum, and they highlighted several things to make sure that the school is aware of what's happening, all schools in Kenya. So they made sure that all quality education assurance officers goes back to all schools in Kenya and assess them. After assessing them, they give a report to the owners and to the Minister of Education. So I immediately invited our quality education assurance of education to our school. So he honored the request and he came. So after assessing our school, he highlighted one was our sanitary. We had 2 washrooms. So the 2 washroom was not enough for our 40 pupils or students by then. 2, it was our rooms. Our classrooms were too small and not well ventilated. So he told us that out of the report, he told us that we need an emergence of 3 new classrooms. So we started strategizing from there. That point was our school was open. It was insecure. So he told us to fence it. The 4th one, we lacked a good kitchen. So he told us to put up So I delivered the report to Livingstone. Livingstone had to go back to the drawing board. He approached several stakeholders. I can call them stakeholders because they assisted us all around. Like Sue, he went on. He went on and communicated to Michael. Then he spoke to Open World. He spoke to Open World course. Then there are several people he spoke to. So uh, after that communication, Open World arranged the visit to our school. They came, being led by Melissa, Professor Melissa. They assessed the school again. They looked at what we have, then went back. But they agreed to make something to meet our requirement. They went back to US. The first step they took, they built us the 4 washroom. It was so necessary, so they sent the funds and we did build it. Through Open World, through campaign, they organized several campaigns, Sue also included, and they raised funds to make sure 3 classrooms were put up. So as I'm talking, the 3 classrooms are up. I think those were the necessary steps, the very, very necessary one. So if I cannot fail to mention Melia and Christina, who led the 3 new classroom campaigns. They did a great job to make sure the new 3 classrooms are on ground at HIP.
They will be very honored to know that you mentioned they were 2 of my 6th grade, only 6th grade, so 11 years old when they found out about HIP, and they really wanted to help and were so excited to lead that campaign. All right, so tell us a little bit about HIP Academy. What makes the HIP Academy stand out for your teachers, parents, and your students?
Okay, HIP Academy, one thing that makes it stand out is our washroom. Our washroom has washing points, and if you go around our county, you'll never get a school that has a washing point for students and the community. So that's the first thing that makes it so different from any other school around. 2, we are learner-centered school. We make sure teachers focus on learner. They deliver what learners require to get from our school. We realize, like in public schools around, they teach and test, but to us, we let the students explore. We let the students ask questions and try to answer. We assess them generally. So that makes it also different from others. Our school also, has technology. The school can do Skype, can share ideas with the international schools, and try to solve problems around. Apart from that, we have the gadgets. These are the iPads. We have the laptop. We have the internet access to the laptops and the iPads. This makes our school to promote the internet, we promote technology. We promote technology at our school. So this makes HIP different from other schools. 3, we have a telescope. A telescope allows the community to sky view. Also, they learn from it. It's only here at HIP Academy, out of the, I'm sure out of 7% school in Kenya that has telescope. I'm sure that's 100%. In our county, there's none.
Wow.
There's none. So at our school, we have it, and we are proud of it. The community uses it to Skyview. Our students use it to Skyview. Even teachers, they're proud of it. Also, at our center, we started this center to allow each student from our community access education. And allowing each student to access education, you make sure that their stomach is full. If their stomach is full, they will be able to learn without any problem. Unlike any other school around that does not provide food for the students. So he provides food, and it's free. It's not from parents, unless a parent decides to donate. That's something different from him. Also, without forgetting, at school, at HIP, we don't charge any student. We don't charge any fee for learning, unless a parent decides to donate. We don't force any parent to bring money for education. We wanted to allow each child to get education the way he can afford. So that's something different also. I forgot to mention something to do with our technology. Our technology promotes digital literacy. We promote digital literacy at our school. The students are able to learn from our computer. So there's no other school that does that, except that the new curriculum now has suggested that it must be included in our curriculum. Digital literacy must be included in our curriculum. So we already do it. We are already doing it, and we are proud that we have the gadgets from OpenOR.
We're proud to be partnered with you.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. What were you saying? Sorry to cut you off.
I think those are a few points that I can give.
Yeah.
From HIP Academy, why we are different.
That was a really fantastic answer, and we are so proud to be working with you. We have, I think it is one of the proudest things I have ever been a part of. is knowing all of you and working with
Yeah.
you, and so we are so proud, all of us. So
Yeah.
proud to know you all, and thankful, really thankful. We meeting you all in person last year, that entire experience changed my life, and I'm very thankful to know you all. So I guess now, what are your hopes for the future of HIPAfrica? What do you think can help give your students the best education possible?
Okay, my hopes at HIPAfrica, we started with big minds.
Mm-hmm.
One, out of this hope, uh, I think our hopes is to be big. One, if we can make sure all programs work. My hope is that each program works and at least acquire a department within our compound. Like education, I'm proud that our education program, which is HIP Academy, is working and proceeding well. Then I would love to see HIP Garden working. I would love to see HIP technology going beyond what it is right now. I would love to see HIP Knowledge Empowerment Center, that is library, in place. I would love to see healthcare going miles. So all these programs, if one day, one time, we do it here, it will be good for us, and good for the community, and good for our students and teachers. According to the new curriculum, we have 2 years in kindergarten, 3 years, 6 years in primary, and 3 years in lower secondary. Not 3 years. Yeah, 3 years in lower secondary, 3 years in high school. So I've realized that we may miss like 3 classrooms in future again to fit the system. Here we have 3 classrooms, that's first grade, second grade, and third grade. We have the kindergarten side with 2 years. So to make it to 6, I think we need like 3 more classrooms. In future, if we get 3 more classrooms, it will be good, so that our student does not get to that level, that is that grade, and leave our school to a different school. So if we can maintain them to 6th grade, then leave them to go to a high school, it will be good. There's no problem with that. But with the primary level, we need to work out for 3 more classrooms. So I don't know how it will be, but by God's grace, I'm sure we shall be having 3 classrooms in future again. We have my hope for technology in this school to work effectively. I think we should have a boost in internet access. Internet access has been a problem for a while, but I think a solution is underway. I would love the internet access to be to its best. So I have something else is our compound. I love what my dad, he did a good job. he gave us this piece of land on acre to start this project. So I think there's a demand on it again. If in the future, if we can manage to get like 3 acres to accommodate all these programs, it would be a great thing. It would be so great to us, to the community, and to our students also. So everything at HIP is just learner-centered thing. We focus at learners. Whether they are old or not, we just encourage them. Like HIP Garden is so important to every community. In fact, all over the world. Gardening will lead, I think agriculture is in fact in Kenya, it's the backbone of the nation. And that's it. So if we learn and give new methods from HIP Garden, new methods, and be a learning center, it will be great to us. That's my future hope for it.
Awesome.
I think what can make you asked something to do with what can make make you give best to our education if possible. I think repeat the last question. Just repeat the last question.
Yeah, what can help give your students the best education possible?
Oh yeah, that's the question. I think at our school, I've just said, and I will still repeat, that's our focus again. If our students can eat, get satisfied, then learning is easier to them. We can't forget that. We can't forget about nutrition. Nutrition to them is so important. A healthy child will give the best results. So, I love any stakeholder, or if it's open world, to look into it. Open world, because if we can have a program for food and nutrition, it will be a best thing to HIPAfrica. It will create an impact.
Awesome.
Right now we are still struggling with it. We are trying our best to maintain them, to make sure they take something here so that they continue with education. 2, we can make an arrangement of getting individual support. Like we have several students at HIP who cannot afford even grooming their hair, or getting a uniform, or even shoes. If we get a sponsor to sponsor individual student, it will be the best thing. It will do an impact to this student. So we just want to create that room where students feel free. Unlike some come to school with torn trousers or shorts, so that child is not comfortable at all. Unless she or he is smart, I think we just want to build that self-esteem in them. Something else is that we have several administrative issues, like paying bills, like acquiring necessary materials for this student and teacher. If we get a help to make sure that the necessary materials is at school. It will be a best thing. The support towards administrative uh, administrative expenses will do us good. I think those are some few demands that I can raise.
Freddy, before leaving you, do you have anything else you would like to talk about in the interview?
Okay. What I can say is that I love the progress we are making. I admired that one day, one time, we get a place for our community, our students, and anybody around to embrace. So the way things are going with open world course, I'm sure things are great here. First, I appreciate the washroom. I appreciate the 3 new classrooms. I appreciate the technology gadgets you brought to us. I appreciate the internet you delivered. Right now it's working. I appreciate I appreciate whatever effort you are making towards it. That's personal appreciation I'm giving you, open world course. Then, despite the up and the downs we are facing, I'm sure the HIP center is going to be great. I'm sure, I'm optimistic that we are going to do marvelous things at Kimeli.
That makes me so happy to hear that. So incredibly happy. It is everything I could have dreamt of when we came to HIP last year. And I think meeting you, Freddy, I'll always remember it, getting off the van and meeting you for the first time. That was one of the best moments of my life. And I'm really happy to know you and your students and everyone at HIP. It makes me so happy. I got...
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait to see you again. Don't know when that's going to happen, but I know it will, and I can't wait for that. I'm very excited about that.
Very soon.
Yeah.